Good morning. It's Monday the 27th of May 2024 and today I'm in the city of Gloucester. Wow. It's been a long time since I came into Gloucester city centre and this has changed since I was last here. Wow. Yep. Really modernised this. Okay, let's get on with my little walk today then. From King's Square, I walked beside the former Debenhams store, along the street known as the Oxbow. Until 1929, the Oxbow was an ancient narrow lane, known as Meter Street or Oxbow Lane or Oxbody Lane. It became progressively narrower as it approached Northgate Street, and was said to be so narrow at this point that an ox on its way to market once got stuck fast between the houses on either side. The only way to remove it was to butcher it on the spot. Eek. I went left along Northgate Street to look at some of Gloucester's wonderful old buildings. And here in the centre of Gloucester, you've got the four gate streets which meet. So you've got Westgate Street, Southgate Street, Eastgate Street, and Northgate Street. Retracing my steps along Northgate Street, I went as far as Hare Lane, along which I walked for a short way. Top 10 best fish and chips restaurant in the UK 2020. I can remember coming to this chip shop years ago when I was a teenager. Glad to see it's still here. Anyway, I'm just walking down here because I'm going to go and have a look at the cathedral. Interesting. Don't remember this. So look-see. The tapering octagonal stone structure on this site is the top of the 15th century steeple of St John's Church, Northgate Street. The tower and truncated steeple, which can be seen to the south, are all that is left of the medieval fabric of the church, which had become dilapidated and was demolished in 1732. Now, probably the main highlight of today's walk. Isn't Gloucester Cathedral fantastic? Like all cathedrals and churches, just wonderful buildings, and this is no exception. Well, Gloucester actually is a very, very important place for me. I'll explain as we go on through the day. Gloucester Cathedral is one of the finest medieval buildings in the country, and the burial place of royalty. 1,000 years of architectural styles can be traced from Norman through Perpendicular to the present day, where a team of stonemasons are still carving and casting. The extraordinary fan-vaulted medieval cloisters and great east window are national treasures. because I came to Gloucester in my younger days, I never walked inside the cathedral, so should be ashamed of myself in hindsight. Oh well. But it's fantastic being here today. At least I finally come inside. Secret garden. Lovely. It's showering with rain again, so I think I'll get back inside. Lovely garden though. Now this looks interesting. Wow. I'm liking this. Definitely liking this. Fantastic. The Tribune Gallery. These little secret passages. Where's it going to lead me to? Great bird's eye view. Oh goody, here's another little passage. tight and compact. Brilliant though, absolutely fascinating. Okay, I think this is where I go back down now. And back out again. Well, it was really lovely going inside Gloucester Cathedral. My first time ever. Okay, I'm going to make my way towards the docks now. From the cathedral, I walked through College Green and onto Westgate Street. Following Berkeley Street, then Lady Bell Gate Street, I made my way towards the docks. So I'm just crossing the Gloucester and Sharpness Canal over Gloucester Lock Bridge. And this is the River Severn. Wonderful. Gloucester Docks is a historic area located at the northern junction of the River Severn with the Gloucester and Sharpness Canal. The docks are Britain's most inland port. They include 15 Victorian warehouses that are now listed buildings. The beautiful Gloucester Docks. Fantastic. Well, it's very busy here today. There's an event on, so I don't think I can walk all the way around there. I'm not sure, but it's very busy with people, so I'm not going to bother anyway. Well, it is Bank Holiday Monday, so I'm not surprised really. The event was Gloucester Tall Ships Festival, a biannual celebration which takes place at the docks to celebrate the city's rich nautical history dating back to 1827. Crossing Lantony Bridge, I headed into Gloucester Quays, an outlet shopping centre in the area of the city previously known as High Orchard. I've certainly never walked around Gloucester Quays before. Very attractive area. I walked along Spa Road until I reached Gloucester Park, the largest parkland in the city. I thought I'd have a walk around the park, try and get away from some of the crowds that were by the docks. Lovely. Well, I actually came to Gloucester today by bus. That's a real throwback to my teenage years. That was the days when I used to travel all over the Wye Valley and Forest of Dean on the buses. And Gloucester was a place that I visited a lot on those trips, because it was somewhere that I had to sort of like finish up on a bus and then catch another bus to somewhere else. But yeah, whenever I came to Gloucester, I did wander around quite a bit. But yeah. Well, whilst I'm staying in Bream this week, it's really handy because I'm right on a bus route, and literally just outside where I'm staying in Bream there's a bus stop, and buses come through Bream and they go to Lydney and then on to Gloucester. It's brilliant. So I've paid £2 for a single ticket to Gloucester today, and I'll be paying another £2 on the return journey when I go back later. That's fantastic. I mean, if I'd have driven to Gloucester, it's about 21 miles from Bream, so that would have been a 42-mile approximate round trip. Plus I would have had to pay for parking, and parking is normally expensive in the city. It's probably a minimum of 6 hours all day parking. But yeah, it's I've just saved a fortune by coming on the bus. And that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the week if I can, weather dependent of course. But yeah, the routes that I'm planning to do this week are on the bus route, so I can basically catch a bus from Bream, and then it'll cost me a £4 trip every day, sort of like £2 there and £2 back again. So I'm laughing all the way to the bank really. It'll save a bit of wear and tear on my car, and it'll just save a fortune in fuel as well. So £4 a day on the bus, can't go wrong at all, so I'm very happy with that. But whilst I'm talking about buses, the bus I came in on today was driven by a chap called Ray. Hi Ray, how are you? I'd like to say hello to Ray because when I arrived in Gloucester and Ray got off the bus just to have his break before he made the return journey back to Colford, he said, I've seen you on YouTube. So we were having a chat for a while, so it was nice to meet you, Ray. So yeah, Ray drove me on the bus today to Gloucester, so hopefully I'll see you again on some of the other routes I'll do this week.
From the park, I headed along Montpellier, then Brunswick Road, turning left to reach a historic ruin.
Gloucester Greyfriars. It was founded for a community of Franciscan friars in circa 1231 by Thomas of Berkeley. His family remained benefactors of the monastery, funding a major rebuilding of the church in 1519, the ruins of which you can see. Residents of Gloucester were also supporters of the friars, such as John Banbury, merchant, who was buried here in 1404. The monastery was closed in 1538 during Henry VIII's dissolution of the monasteries. The church was converted into workshops and housing. The shields on the exterior were restored in 1977 and are decorated with the arms of the Chandos and Clifford families. Addison's Folly. It was built in 1864 by Thomas Fenn Addison in memory of Robert Raikes, 736 to 1811, who, together with Thomas Stock, both pioneers of the Sunday school movement, in 1780 started a Sunday school to teach poor children to read. So I'm back in the city centre now, so that's my walk done for today. But before I finish, I'm just going to pop back to the cathedral.
My route took me along College Court, a lovely narrow street with its independent shops. At the far end, I arrived back in College Green and the cathedral.
It's a wonderful place to end my walk. Worth coming back here again. Okay, well, that's the end of my day now. But at the start of my walk, I did say that Gloucester was a very, very important place for me. Well, I was born here. Yep, in May 1966. This is where it all started for me. So I'm very proud to say that I was born in the city of Gloucester. A wonderful city, and it's nice to return after all this time.